been putting a lot of focus on the 100. What can we expect out of these races?
These races like street meet or the 150?
The 150, and then what you have planned for the rest of the year.
Yeah, so in my eyes, the 150 is that perfect in between 200 and 100. After this race is when we're getting really serious. I've been doing world relays. I've been doing some Tom Jones races just to get the rust off. Like after this, the rust is off. Everything is now, the gloves are off. It's time to run the gauntlet.
What are your expectations for this upcoming year?
This year, like I've been tweeting, I've had the best races or the best performances and practices of my career. Like I've seen numbers that I used to dream about now, and every time coach looks at the clock, he's just he gives that face like, dang, wasn't expecting to see that. And it's not like we're doing much different in training on the track, but a lot of training in the gym has been proving to be very beneficial.
So what do you think is giving you that jump from where you've been and where you're at now? Training wise, what have you, you said it hasn't been that much different, but what do you think has helped you improve it a lot more?
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, the gym, huge improvements. We've been pushing ourselves past our limits, really saying, hey, I know you're comfortable here, but let's get you out of your comfortable positions. Let's get you out of that comfort zone. Let's really get to see where your strength lies. And that's where it's all been. Coach has been like, practice can be average, but I need the weight room to be special. And for all of indoor and most of the outdoor season so far, that has been our mindset for practice. And now we're just getting to a place where we're backing off of the weights, and my body is now not tender every time I touch the track. So I'm finally starting to see the benefits that I've been putting together over the past few weeks. Well, to be honest, past few months.
Yeah. All right, any questions?
No, with us being in an Olympic year, obviously the talk is going to be about Paris, even though there's still some time left and you've got some things to do. But how much of your focus right now is on the present, and how much do you let yourself think about the Olympics and a chance to win, gold medals?
It's back and forth.
Yeah.
I'd say about 50-50. I got to be in the moment because I got to take it race by race, and I got to take it practice by practice, and building blocks on top of each other, practice being the blocks, is how you make better improvements. I can't make an improvement if I'm skipping days. I got to make sure that every time I get to the track, I'm doing what I need to be done. And, what we say in the sport is if you breed consistency, you'll see improvement. And that's how I take racing. And just doing that as a whole has been having a better year than any other year that I've been having in training.
State of American sprinting right now seems pretty strong. You, Christian, Fred, Ariel, when you look at it, if you had to put on your analyst cap for a second, what would you say about the state of U.S. sprinters right now?
Personally, I feel like we're, again, in a very good space. We've had the past 3 world champions be from the U.S. Mm-hmm. And, we were just in we were in Budapest. And, we have me, Christian, Fred, all top 3 past world champions. And none of us are running slow times. I have the slowest PR out of everybody from that set, a 9.7, a 9.7, and a 9.83. I'm planning to change that very quickly, but, those are very good odds. And that's not even saying that, one of those years we swept in the 100 and in the 200 in the same year. So very strong for the U.S.
Wanted to ask you just one question about Christian specifically, because he's an Atlanta guy. Just what do you think of him as a sprinter? How would you describe your relationship, rivalry, however you want to categorize it?
In terms of how good he is, the man's ranked in the top 10 in the 100. There's not much that needs to be said. He's a world champion. He proves it himself. He's already on the top all-time list. That's I think what we all strive for. Of course, we're all striving to be the best, and myself included. So, he's making a name for himself. He's already done it, and he's continuing to improve because he wants to be the best. In terms of, I'm sorry, what was the second part of the question?
Just how would you call it a friendship, rivalry? What do you think?
I'd say it's a rivalry. Definitely not friendship. Sure. I don't think any of the 100 guys are really friends. We all are very cordial. We all know each other. We'll say hi. We'll keep it moving. You know, it's different in the 200 group though. I feel that everybody's a lot closer, and in the 400, everybody's friends. But the 100, yeah, I don't know. Nobody wants to be friends, but it's okay because that's just the mindset you have to go having into the race. But I know we all respect each other because we all respect each other's race, and we all know that we're all fast. So if anybody thinks that one person is slipping on that day, we're like bloodhounds, smelling blood. We're gonna take advantage of it.
My last question.
Can you,
Dang, we only got one person who's asked all the questions.
okay. Usain Bolt said that he knows what you need to do to break the world record, and he's not going to say it. I'm sure you saw that. Did you and your coach look at that, or you already know what you need to do yourself?
I'm gonna do what I'm doing. If he knows and he's not gonna share it, why would I listen?
And Kenneth's world lead last week, he says it's going to last just for a couple of weeks.
I'm sorry, what?
Kenneth's world lead in this 100 last week, he says it's going to last just for a couple of weeks till
just
go on the track.
until New York. New York Grand Prix.
You have any time fixed in your mind?
Well, that's all that's needed. What did I run last time I opened up?
Fair enough.
And what did I run the time before that?
Fair enough.
And what did I run the time before that? All right, then.
one more. From Bahamas, you talked about them keeping the group together. You, Kenny, Harry King.
Yeah.
Now you just talked about how good Christian Freddie is now. Obviously it's going to boil down to the national trials and how fast you guys go on the line. Are you still adamant that you should keep the group together, or make some tweak based on how fast the guys coming?
I was just looking at Jamaica is making a push to try and keep as many people as possible as wild cards, and I think that's a great idea because they did form some type of chemistry. Even if not a lot, it's some, and that's better than none. And we as Americans, there's so many of us that are so good, you never know who's going to be on the team. So having some people that's on the team that are going to be wild cards, that were on that Bahamas team, I think is very important because they have some type of chemistry.
Thank you, guys.
We can give it 5 more minutes.
I'll get you one.
My show?
Yeah.
What time is it?
Yeah.
Oh, you forgot about your show.
I'm gonna walk in and ask you one question. I just want to.
Give me one.
I just want to ask you about that best practice ever. Can you give us some
Yeah.
specifics and some details there?
Yeah, so we were doing 60s, and they were by far the fastest times I've ever. I'll put it like this: they were Tyson Gay 9.7 times. Wow. 9.7 low times, and that's where I'm gonna leave it. And that's coming from Coach B. All right. Let's get it.